Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. As always, appreciate you clicking on this video and being here and being part of the discussion. It means a lot. But guys, Rings of Power Season 2 has finally dropped, the trailer. So we're going to dive in, have a little bit of look at the trailer, kind of have a bit of a breakdown and a discussion about it. Obviously, Season 1 came out, and it kind of under-delivered for a lot of people. A lot of people, you know, didn't find it to meet their expectations. Too much half-foots, not enough action, and obviously Galadriel being the main character, she was unlikable to a lot of people, and you know, the things that she did, the things that she said, and don't get me started on all the lore as well. All the lore was like a jumbled spaghetti kind of all over the place. It's like they took a big dump on Tolkien's works, and a lot of people were very unhappy with what they did with the kind of the lore and mythos behind Lord of the Rings. But anyway, like I said, we're here to talk about Season 2, so let's jump into this article and let's see what's going on. So this comes to us from Comic Flick News. So, Season 2 trailer of Lord of the Rings of Power, teases Gandalf's journey and Sauron's mission. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with Sauron this season. I really hope that they kind of, you know, elevate his character. I hope it's really written well, and I can't wait to see that journey that he goes on throughout the series. And Sauron, like, one of the best villains, period, in movie history. And yeah, like I said, can't wait to see what they do with him. So, the first trailer of Lord of the Rings of Power Season 2 has debuted, teasing the aftermath of Sauron's return to Middle-earth. Obviously, spoiler, but at the end of Season 1, Galadriel kind of discovered that Halbrand was Sauron in disguise, and now it looks like Sauron's coming back. He's kind of put on a wig and some pointy ears. Nobody knows who he is, and he's kind of manipulating, like he's the puppet master. He's pulling all the strings, and he's going to do all his evilness in the background. In disguise, the Dark Lord continues his schemes after causing chaos in the Elven Kingdom of Eregion by manipulating Celebrimbor into forging the titular Rings of Power. The Season 1 finale revealed 3 of these rings, but Sauron's work is far from finished. Remember, there are still 7 rings for the dwarves, 9 for mortal men, and his secret 1 ring to rule them all. The trailer is filled with exciting teasers, including a glimpse of the stranger wielding a wooden staff. While not confirmed, all signs suggest he is the young Gandalf, hinting that the story will remain central to the Rings of Power. Yeah, at the end of the Season 1 as well, there was a nod to him being Gandalf, although I don't believe it's been confirmed yet that he is actually Gandalf, but I'm pretty sure, you know, like 90% sure that it is going to be Gandalf, a younger version of Gandalf going forward. So additionally, viewers will spot Mount Doom, a great eagle, and even an early version of Sauron's Mordor fortress, Barad-dûr. The footage indicates that the move from New Zealand to the UK has not diminished the sweeping, gorgeous visuals the series is known for. Yeah, well, I mean, most of the visuals are going to be, you know, CGI, so it doesn't really matter. You know, CGI these days, they can create these kind of vast open vistas. You know, the kind of scenery that you would see in New Zealand, kind of like this. I'll put up a quick picture. This kind of like mountainous, green, lush rolling hills in this kind of like almost fantasy epic kind of scenery. I mean, you can recreate that in computer graphics, no problem. You can paste it into the UK countryside and kind of blend it together. You know, they can do all kinds of tricks like that with CGI. So moving the production from New Zealand to the UK, that's not a problem when it comes to visuals. They can fix that, no problem. So we have a screenshot here from the trailer, obviously showing Galadriel here and some of her merry band of men. They're sort of in a misty kind of atmospheric scene here, and the camera's kind of rotating around them, and they're all kind of pulling out their swords, getting ready for battle. I'm sure there's going to be a load of orcs incoming, and we're going to get a great fight scene. I really want them to up the fight choreography. I want them to do like, I want it to be like the John Wick of Lord of the Rings, but with swords. I want it to be like epic swordsmanship, like kind of like the Witcher level swordsmanship, like great, like hacking limbs off, and I just want all this kind of crazy fight scene choreography. I want it to be, you know, amazing. But whether we're going to get that or not, I'm not really sure. Sauron has returned, declares a new Season 2 synopsis, cast out by Galadriel. Without army or ally, the rising Dark Lord must now rely on his own cunning to rebuild his strength and oversee the creation of the Rings of Power, which will allow him to bind all the people of Middle-earth to his sinister will. Building on Season 1, epic scope and ambition, Season 2 of Amazon's Lord of the Rings of Power, plunges even its most beloved and vulnerable characters into a rising tide of darkness, challenging each to find their place in a world that is increasingly on the brink of calamity. So elves and dwarves, orcs and men, wizards and half-foots, as friendships are strained and kingdoms begin to fracture, the forces of good will struggle even more valiantly to hold on to what matters to them most of all, each other, it concludes. So yeah, obviously, like it says, Sauron's in the background, kind of in disguise as this elf with his pointy ears and his kind of bad wig. And, you know, he's fracturing kind of all of the different communities of orcs, half-foots, you know, men. And he's kind of sowing all of this kind of darkness in the background. And everything's beginning to slowly kind of unravel and fall apart as armies start to fight each other. And I think it sounds like a great synopsis. I can't wait to see how all of these individual factions handle what's going on with the darkness. And there's a point in the trailer where Sauron's kind of outed at one point, and he's kind of caught up with, and we'll have to see how that plays out. So most of Season 1's cast return. I'm not going to read the cast list, guys, because I'll butcher the cast list. So have a pause of the video and read it for yourself if you need to. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power Season 2 premieres on Prime Video on August 29th. Check out the trailer and new poster. Obviously, we've been checking out parts of the trailer while we've been talking about it as well. So Darkness Will Bind Them. The Rings of Power returns August 29th on Prime Video. And then we got the trailer, and then we've got this really awesome poster here of Sauron. I think he looks quite good. I mean, wig and ears aside, I mean, a lot of people are saying how bad that, you know, the fact that he can just blend in with a bad wig and some pointy ears, and people don't know who he is. But did Galadriel actually tell everyone who Sauron was, that Hellbrand was Sauron? I don't know if she actually told anyone, so I don't know if anybody knows, you know, who Hellbrand actually is. I'm not sure how, we'll have to see how that factors in, but I'm pretty sure she didn't actually tell anybody. Unless she told people off screen before Season 2 happens, then I'm not really sure how that works. So most of Season 1's cast returned. Again, I'm not going to read that because it's the cast list. What do you think of this new trailer? Are you excited about the new characters and storylines? Share your thoughts and join the discussion in the comments below. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that I think are not even going to bother to watch this. A lot of people just found that Season 1 just completely under-delivered. It completely scrambled the lore. A lot of people see this as fan fiction. Like, a lot of people were saying it's fan fiction with unlimited money, basically. That people don't take it seriously. That the lore is so fucked up, basically, that they don't even care about this show anymore. But I think a lot of people say that on the surface, but I think a lot of people will tune in to watch this show. Or a lot of people will just use it as content just to bash on, just to get clicks on YouTube videos. And, you know, people will just jump on the hype train and just bash this series for absolutely no reason other than to kind of drum up business, you know, for their social media accounts. And I get that. That's what people do. But for myself, I'm willing to give it a chance. I thought the first season was okay. I thought there was enough there to keep me interested for a Season 2. I'm hoping they improve. And I hope they get rid of things that didn't work, the half-foots and stuff like that. Nobody cares about that. Get rid of that stuff, downplay it. And it looks like in the trailer, the half-foots aren't in the trailer all that much. There's like one shot of the half-foots in the background when you see the stranger. But other than that, they need to downplay Galadriel's kind of unlikeness a bit as well. But I mean, if they can fix these small little things and they can tweak it, then I think this show can become something great. I'm really hoping that people do give it a second chance. Sometimes the first season of a show is always that kind of experimental phase where they're kind of fine-tuning stuff. They're not sure how stuff's going to work. And then going into Season 2, they can fix and improve, and, you know, the show finds its footing and just goes on from there and ends up being better. But I hope people come back to this. I want people to give this show a chance. I don't want this show to dampen the Lord of the Rings property. Obviously, we got that new Gollum movie being announced, the Lord of the Rings Gollum movie. I don't want this show to kind of put people off Lord of the Rings, the property, kind of like what Marvel and Star Wars has done with their properties, where they've just ground their kind of properties into the ground and people don't care about them anymore. I want people to continue to care about Lord of the Rings, and I'm hoping this show doesn't kill the buzz surrounding new Lord of the Rings movies going forward. I know they're different properties and they're one's by Amazon and one's by obviously Warner Brothers. I know they're completely different, but still, if this show comes out and it's lackluster and it bombs, then it's going to have a knock-on effect to the movies going forward and the people's kind of anticipation looking forward to more Lord of the Rings. That's the way I see it anyway, guys. But yeah, so let me know what you thought about this trailer. Did you think it was more of the same? Do you think it's more garbage? Do you think that it actually looks okay? Are you willing to give it a chance? Or do you think, like a lot of people, it just looks like crappy fan fiction? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump into the comment section and let me know. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about this as always. And if you like this content, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. And I will see you in the next one.